Well, Tottenham are close to appointing a new head coach. They've made significant progress in talks on Monday with Ange Postecoglou, the Celtic manager, and a formal announcement is expected to come in the next few days. Sources have told ESPN that he's agreed a 2-year contract with the option of a further 12 months. And assuming that deal goes through, it will bring to an end a protracted search, really, for Tottenham's next manager. They sacked Antonio Conte on the 27th of March. They initially appointed his assistant, Christian Stellini, in an interim position until the end of the season. But he only lasted 2 games, the second of which was a 6-1 thrashing at Newcastle. A truly awful display that prompted a further change, with Ryan Mason being given the job until the end of the season. Mason had made no secret of the fact that he wanted the job on a permanent basis, but Spurs very quickly started looking at external candidates with more experience. They spoke to Julian Nagelsmann, although they were always quite adamant that he was not a serious contender for the position. They also spoke to former Spain boss Luis Enrique, and then they spoke to Arne Slot as well at Feyenoord, and they wanted to go for Slot. They tried to get Dennis de Kloese, the general manager there, to come with Slot as a pair, as a kind of sporting director and head coach, dual signing, but both men turned them down, and it really sent them back to the drawing board. Which left them looking at Postecoglou, who has really done about as well as he possibly could have done in 2 years at Celtic. He's won 5 of the 6 trophies available to him. He completed Celtic's 8th domestic treble last weekend when they beat Inverness Caledonian Thistle in the final of the Scottish Cup. And if you speak to people at Celtic, they rate Postecoglou very highly. They talk about his good man management skills. Celtic fans often eulogise about the attractive style of football that he's managed to engender in his 2 years there, and there'll obviously be attractive qualities for Tottenham. The big question, of course, now is whether Postecoglou is a big enough name for Harry Kane to see out the final year of his contract, or even sign a new deal at Spurs to extend his stay. A lot of speculation about where Kane might go. We know that Manchester United are one of the interested clubs. Real Madrid have now identified him as their key target after Karim Benzema's decision to leave. So the Postecoglou to-do list is probably headed by Harry Kane, but there's all sorts of things to sort out at Tottenham. Really, after the Conte sacking, the season went into freefall, and they need some clarity around the head coach, which hopefully they've now got. Obviously, he'll bring a coaching staff with him, which we'll learn in due course. And then he needs to start moulding the squad in his own image ahead of what will be a very big season for Spurs.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.